What's up folks, Lara Red with another Black Desert video. Oh, let me correct that. BDO Rework video to be specific. The rework for the 17 classes occurred on the 22nd of December, and I gotta say I am really loving it. I took a look at the Striker and LAN reworks. However, LAN is not the topic of this video. It is my favorite Striker. Before, I wasn't able to use Awakening as I felt it had a lackluster amount of damage. Not to mention the clones had also, they were kind of underwhelming. And for me at least, I couldn't trust Awakening somewhere like in Elvia. However, with this reboot, I have done a total, not even 180, it's like a total 360. I actually have Awakening on tap now. This footage is kind of, it's just filler footage, this one at the moment. I took it to abandoned Monastery, and I gotta say, without human damage, it's a bit of a struggle. Okay, I almost died twice, but that was my fault. But the fact is, this is Awakening. Before, I never felt this comfortable taking Awakening there. Sure, I'm still just mashing buttons, but this time, I actually feel like I can do damage. So do damage, I get hit, I just step away, heal up properly, and just go back in. I have to say, it feels almost as if it's a new class altogether. It's wonderful. But this is just in one spot. How about 4 other spots? First place I actually tried the new Awakening was in Star's End. Back in the day, I used to depend on the crystal mechanic of Star's End to drop them down. It was very tough trying to farm there with the old Awakening in my experience. I mean, okay, I was undergeared at the time, but it was still a bit of a struggle. So I tested it again in Star's End. It's literally almost like, except for this little scuffed rotation here, where I kind of panicked. It just takes a few skills to take them down. I don't even need to use the crystal anymore. That's it, see, they're done. So technically, crystal is obsolete. With Old Awakening, I also didn't have much sustain because the way I used to do Old Awakening, I would just spam skills. With this new Awakening, it actually feels like I have a rota, even if I repeat some skills, but it feels as if they're doing something. I'm not just standing there flailing my hands on the keyboard or something like that. So I feel more confident taking Awakening in higher end spots now. Not to mention, they also added a mass destruction skill in Awakening. To me, that is extremely handy because I like mass destruction for the... Oh, big guy, nice. I like mass destruction for the stun that it would have provided usually, or the little dodge that I like to do at the side. I love using that skill. So to have it in Awakening and not have it swap you out, I think is like major props. So that's a big plus. Oh, no disto, sad. And yeah, I feel Awakening in Star's End was pretty busted. It's just a few skills for a pack. I didn't even need to use the crystal. And they're down. Not to mention the echoes doing their work as well is like top notch. I could probably echo spirit out of a pack, and by the time I come back, they're all dead because they removed the AP cap of summons. Summons used to be capped at 120 AP before. So these are summons with technically 279 AP, so yikes. Trust me, if I was to get into a duel with an Awakening Striker, I would definitely run the other way. There's no way I'm winning that. While Star's End was literally a cakewalk, I feel where this boy shined was Orcs. Now, me and Orcs, we have a very hard history, a very terrible history. Every time I try to farm there, it's always full, so I just walk away and leave. But I wanted to try Awakening, and thankfully there was a side rota, one that I absolutely hate, but let's just say I've changed my mind about it. This rota is usually the worst because I would keep getting stuck on the obstacles and whatnot, and so I probably end up losing a few crystals maybe. But in my defense, I wasn't really using Awakening at all then. I hear Awakening is better here because Succession, let's be honest, it falls off here. I know, I felt it. But this Awakening, I had no problem keeping the lights on. Usually when I grinded orcs, I have trouble keeping the lights on because let's say my thing in Succession is more one-on-one, whereas Awakening is like an all-out brawl. So I've just taken out 2 lights, I think. Is that 2 now? 3? This is a whole pack of orcs. Usually by now in Succession I'd be half dead. Now let's see how he handles taking them out. And this is without a weapon, by the way. Okay, it still takes a few skills to take them out, but it's way easier to manage. Yeah, this part was a little scuffed, I think. It's way easy, but it's easier to manage. I can literally just jump over from pack to pack. Jump over, kill some lights, jump back over again. Although I feel the lights should be a more 1 or 2 tap thing. But see, oh damn, that whole pack was just cleared out. It was a bit messy, but we got the work done, right? But yeah, I wouldn't have trusted the last I would have trusted the old Awakening here because I didn't feel protected enough in it. I didn't feel like I could stand there, spam a few skills and trust that those orcs wouldn't hit me. So I must say it wasn't very, how can I say it? I didn't relish the thought of using old Awakening at orcs. So I kept struggling with Succession. Now let's pull these guys from this extras. Let's see how we go. And the pack is done. So extra mobility, so a little bit extra mobility, a lot more damage, and some handy echoes to whittle down their health. So I can deal the final blow. 10 out of 10. Not to mention also I can keep the lights on as well by the AoEs attacking the lights as well. That's actually very handy because I always struggled with keeping the lights on. Sometimes my lights would run out. So yeah. Not to mention Battle Cry. That heal is crazy. It's almost like Descent of Fury, the E buff in Awakening again. So all in all, I would actually swap to Awakening whenever I want to grind orcs. I must say I'm very impressed with the work they've done. I actually feel like I'm doing damage. I'm not just standing there spamming skills and yeah, nothing comes of it. Also, I have to say I'm very glad that they did the summon AP uncap, because that's technically, for me, the rotor I use is kind of a lot of my damage, because a lot of skills I use are echo skills. So with the AP cap, it was very painful. I remember because I used to farm Kratuga, and I also did Baraki Den. Oof! I also did Baraki Den once. I see this. Stand away. There we go. Descent of Fury. Ah, yeah, there we go. Wonderful. That was close. Also, the dashes are really fast as well. We didn't get all the 15 ones that we saw in Global Lab, which is a little bit of a shame. But Double's Flash now is a passive, not an active skill, so that's good. And I can leave that Echo there to do his work, and he'll whittle them down. And hey, who doesn't like a bit of orcs with snow, right? All in all, my overall rating of the Striker Succession and Awakening Rework Succession, which you will see here, I rate 100 out of 100. feels like a totally new class. I remember re-rolling him this year, March, I think. I don't think I've ever had this much fun with a class. And now this footage is new succession footage. It's a combo I carved out for myself based off what I learned from a video. But using another weapon, Wolf's Explosive Fangs, because they buff the damage on it. Yeah, I would like a quicker casting time on that skill. I mean, I know you can do it after Wolf's Fang, but I open with it, so yeah, it kind of slows me down a teeny tiny bit. But when I'm moving around quick like this, the casting time is almost not non-negotiable. It's not almost not noticed. I can't remember the term for it. But anyway, but Succession also had its fair share of buffs as well. These little packs, I was already doing like almost one-shot damage, but now I'm dealing even more. That's almost half a combo and they're down. Nice. So all in all, I think they did really well on Striker's rework. I personally feel Awakening did need that really big oomph to it, because I have to say I used to promise never to use Awakening in somewhere like Orcs, and now I'm doing exactly the opposite. Old Awakening didn't really have much sustain for me, at least, because the way I used to play, I would end up running out of mana, actually. And yeah, as a striker, that's kind of embarrassing. So new Awakening with some actual skills and an actual like a damage filler, battle cry, is extremely awesome. I really enjoy the rework. It feels like a new class, even with the Succession. I've yet to try Succession in Elvia, which is what I sometimes farm, and Turos, which is what I've grown accustomed to Turos now. So I'll be trying it out there and seeing how I feel about it. But all in all, I feel PA did a really good job on Striker's rework. I really enjoyed it. I like it as much as I enjoy the Lan rework, if not more. But as I said, I won't go into too much detail about Lan because she's not the subject of the video. So yeah. So 100 out of 100 for the rework, and literally 100 out of 100. I can't give it 10 out of 10 because that would just be gimping myself, because it really is. It's something else. It's actually buffed so much that the rares spawn in Kratuga, the two big guys, take them down in a few skills. It really is something. So yeah. And the final pack. No tongue grad was dropped here, by the way. Shame. Would have made for some good footage. So that's my review on the Striker rework. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So stay safe and see ya.